can clearly hide it no longer. You guys have noticed it, of course. I am in the Crew Motorfest starting next month. In this video, I'm limited as to what I can tell you, but what I do want to tell you is a little bit about the car, what you can expect, how this came about, and how damn excited I am. First off, I am part of this update that just went out, which means my car and a bunch of other things are in the game already. Of course, we can't access them because of how the crew works. Some stuff for later. This stuff will be coming starting April. On the crew's website, you can see in March, we've got the movie theming, which I'm actually really excited to check out. I haven't played the playlist yet. We've got April, which is me and Stare Online. In May, we have Forsberg, which is returning, which is pretty cool to see. And in June, which I'm going to be honest, I had no idea. We have got that dude in blue and Shmee joining too, which is so cool. And just be in the comments, whose month are you most excited for? Anyone that says Shmee, ban them from the comments, mods. But this is something I can't believe. I am so damn excited. I never ever would have thought anything like this ever would happen. Little me wanted to be a game developer. I wanted to get into games programming specifically, but of course, then I found the path to YouTube, playing games for a living. Hell yeah. Now, I've been tight with the crew for a while. You know, from the beginning when the game was announced, the Crew 1 tried to focus on the customization aspects that pretty much had been taken from Need for Speed during the time. So of course we attached onto it from the beginning, and of course I have stuck around since. I love what they're doing, and it's kind of weird to think of the arcade racing game studios. They are now like the biggest, which is just kind of wild. So let's give you a few more details about what's to come. On their website, you'll find a few more details. Can you tell? Like, there's only certain amounts I can mention, but clearly this is part of it because they posted on the website. So in April, we invite two prolific streamers. I'm a streamer. Yep. Me and Stare Online join the stage. The two will meet in what is bound to be a JDM-laden party. Look, if you haven't watched the new trailer, you really need to. Let's watch it together. Like, you might have seen this kind of laying around a little bit, showing you the cars that are coming to the game. Like, if you haven't seen this, you're kind of missing out. But of course, I'll skip to the important bit, main stage.
Let me tease you with some of your dancing partners for this season.
This is the season that I get to invade the Motorfest main stage. That's right, BlackPanthaa showing me the ropes. And I'm not alone.
Hey, rapaziada, o Motorfest está pronto para receber uma baita dose de Stare Online.
Hey guys, Chris Forsberg here.
Chris Forsberg be like, hi, Chris Forsberg here. That's my car! Okay, it's kind of not. Basically, we crafted a car that's kind of inspired by my car, plus what I would do to it if it wasn't worth £130,000. Now, what you'll notice about this car initially is that it is very wide. Of course it is. How do I team up with Ivory Tower and not create the widest looking skyline you've ever seen in your life? There's got so many small, intricate details that I cannot wait to show you and demonstrate properly. Of course, tell you a little bit more about this car and basically drive the damn thing. I haven't had the ability to yet. That is worth saying. I'm very desperate to drive my own damn car. Now, there is a kind of important piece of information that it is worth telling you about when it comes to my car. It is not tied to a playlist. It is tied to a summit. And how many summit cars have I managed to get in the Crew Motorfest thus far? 1. This is the season 3 program, so you can get an idea of exactly what's going to be going down throughout the new season. I was going to say month, but it's much more than that. Pretty damn cool update. We've already checked out the Ivory Tower Asus, or is it the Asus? The Cooper S from 1969, and of course the Aston Martin DBS. In case you don't know, both of these two cars are part of the car pass, and you get access to those next week if you have, well, I guess just the Aston Martin if you don't have the car pass. But starting in April, we have got the tag team event, Solar Eclipse, Stare Online, and then the premium week, which is the BlackPanthaa experience, which means it's gonna be raced cars to the high heavens. That's right, I invented it. But I was genuinely surprised to to see Shmee.
Powerful cars and spectacular performance. So I'm gonna go custom.
And I just realized Shmee's got like big watches on the wall of his shop. And listen, I need Shmee money. Ivory Tower, how much did you pay Shmee? Give me Shmee money. But it's also really, really cool to see that dude in blue. I'm so... what a collection. Would you say selection? Look, blue cars everywhere. For that dude in blue, get it?
A bunch of other stuff.
Thanks, mate. You could be a real YouTuber. A bunch of other stuff. So I kind of now really want to talk about just how I feel personally about this whole thing. I'm just amazed. It's something that, again, I never ever thought I would ever have anything like this happen. And sometimes it's kind of hard for me to process these things. As someone that has done, I've achieved some really big things. Sometimes it's really hard for me to slow down and appreciate them because, I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to optimize. I'm trying to push on to the next thing harder and harder and harder. But this is clearly one of those, like, defining moments that I will never not appreciate. There is also one kind of interesting comment, is that I am now canon in the crew. See, if I'm canon, this is where I am. This is where I ran away to. I did the fest. I came from here, and they go back. Crew what, baby? Dan! No! That's right. That's where I belong. Put me on the streets. So you might notice I've been using this skyline throughout the conversation, and this is kind of an important piece because this is actually part of the reason I really wanted to do a skyline. There's a few things that I love the skyline. Pretty obvious. It's my dream car. I own one, and ultimately, I think it deserves a little bit more love in a couple of specific areas that I really, really wanted to see. That, and you know, people always ask for customization on older cars, like new customization on older cars, because usually in these games, this car was built for the first Crew game, it was built for Need for Speed 2015 and so on. And those customizations kind of start to age with the car model. They're based on an era a decade ago, essentially, is when the car model was originally made. So I get to now put fresh, new customization on an old car. And I thought that would be really cool rather than doing something new, because I could have done a Panamera and made it super wide, but we just got the Panamera, so it kind of made no sense to do that. But anyway, this was a car that I kind of took inspiration from. I really love this thing. It's just souped up, properly wide, and how do we say, inspired. But one thing I love is the little detail customization pieces. This is kind of where I think the crew should focus on a heck of a lot more, and games in general. The little tiny details really perfect and finalize the build to the point where sometimes we put those parts on before we've even put the engine in. Yes, I'm talking about my M3. And plus, there's just been some advancements in general in type of stuff that you could do to cars in the crew since they did something like this, and since they actually did the original R34 GTR2. Anywho, I'll speak a little bit more about it, of course, in the future. But from what you can see, just know there's some surprises to be had. Now, this, of course, as I said, is a Summit car. This is this is something that I'm kind of worried about, if I'm honest. So the Summit cars generally are platinum. And I don't know if you know, and maybe you don't, but the Summit Platinum requirements have changed significantly recently because the game got crossplay. If you wish to, you know, partake in the Summit or win the prize of the Summit, you must get Platinum. To get Platinum, it requires you to be in the top 10,000 of people. And if you think about 10,000 people, that's not a lot of people. There have been cars that I attempted to unlock and didn't actually manage to. So there is a chance, there is a very big chance that I may not get my own car because I need to unlock it in the Summit. This is okay. However, there is something actually in this game. They have actually added the ability for unlocks in some months to come again later. So there are going to be multiple chances to get this car, which is very good. But I just thought it would be funny. Imagine I don't get my own car. I would tell everyone not to try and unlock my car, but like I kind of need you guys to show that you want this, and maybe I can end up being in the game even more so. So how do I balance the two things? But it's so awesome to see. I've really really appreciate it, Ivory Tower. And again, I want you guys to know, this is something I incredibly appreciate. It wouldn't have been able to happen without you guys, again, giving support on these videos. And I cannot wait to actually get access to the car and demonstrate it to you and show you exactly what we have worked on. I've now got my sticker in Need for Speed. I had an event named after me in Need for Speed. I, of course, have got 2 cars in the crew. You might actually not know the other one. If you do know, let people know down in the comments. All we got to do now is convince Forza to take me off the blacklist. That might be the most difficult challenge yet. Oh, and Ivory Tower, I haven't forgotten. The crew one still needs an offline patch. Okay. All right. Check out the video here. This update's got some pretty sick cars.